Okay, now I want to show you how to use the media table. Here you basically have all the files that Jumper sees that you have in your project. There are 13 pages and all the files are appearing here. You can organize them by name if you want, and you can also select a specific bin you want to see here or you want to process. You can filter files by name. So if you know a specific file that you are looking for or want Jumper to process, you can write day 2, shot 5, and then you can see all the files that match that. This line indicates audio you want Jumper to process. So if I want to process the audio of this file, I checkmark this and press process. This line indicates the visuals you want Jumper to process. So in my case, I wanted Jumper to process all my files visually, and I only needed one file to be processed with audio. In this line, you tell Jumper which files you want to be included in the search, right? So in my case, I just selected everything. If you click here, it automatically selects everything. Same for this, same for this. In Final Cut Pro, the media table is a little bit different. Here you have a drop zone, and what you can do is drag libraries into the drop zone. The reason you want to do that is because you get the latest, most correct information about your files. So if you have changed names in your library, if you change names in your events, all of that will appear in Jumper as well. Doing that will also give you access to your multicams and your synchronized clips. So to give you an example, right now I dragged this library called Introduction, and what I have in this library is me speaking about Jumper with two different angles. So if I change to speech and I just write the word Jumper, if I click on it, it will take me to the multicam. Jumper by default takes you to your multicam clips if you have multicam clip. In our world, there is no point taking you to the actual footage if you have multicam clip. And then of course you can drag more than one library. So right now we have 8 files processed, and if I drag another library into this, 31 files, 23 files added. This is how we want you to use Jumper. We want you to drag the libraries you're working with to Jumper. But just in case, we have created a backup system. So let's clear the table and come back to that home screen the way the Jumper looks like when you just open it in Final Cut Pro. We give you another option to load your files into Jumper, and that is load files via the system. Doing this will look at the file paths instead of the way it appears in your events and in your libraries. If you don't drag libraries and just click load via the file system, it will automatically scan all the open libraries that I have. And right now I have 1,237 files. So if I do the same thing, if I search for Jumper right now, clicking on it will take me to the source file. It will no longer take me to my multicam clip. So that's a good thing to know. If you won't drag your libraries, it will look at your source file instead. Beyond that, if you load it only via the file systems, the names of the files won't be updated in case you have changed them in the event. We just recommend you dragging the libraries instead. And in Premiere, it will take you to the multicam clip if you have one. So by clicking on this, I'm automatically taken to my multicam clip because I have one in my system. That's how Jumper works. If it finds a result and you have a multicam clip, it will just automatically take you to your multicam.